Oh, hi.
Hey.
We're the Try Guys.
This is our office. Why don't you come on inside and check it out?
Wow!
Well, it's huge.
There's nobody here.
We outgrew our first office almost immediately. I mean, it had that fun startup vibe.
It was about 1,000 square feet,
Yeah.
and it was fine when there was 4 of us, and then it was 5 of us, and then
6.
by the end it was 15 of us, all crammed into this tiny little house.
Ooh, and there was one bathroom. That's probably
One
why it was
bathroom.
time to go.
That's how we knew.
Yeah.
There were a lot of spaces we toured that felt very corporate, and we were really fortunate in that we got to design this space from the ground up.
It was supposed to be one of those bank coffee shops. You've seen them. They're confusing. You don't know if you belong in it when you're there for the bank or the coffee shop. It was going to be one of those, and we came in. It was just such a big space that had so much potential, and being able to design something specifically for what we wanted to do made it feel, I don't know, more fun, more personal.
We really wanted to make sure that it felt like a burgeoning digital business, but also had an air of professionalism. Obviously, with our branding, we lean into some bright coloring, but I think toning it down a little bit and letting a interior designer's eye interpret it in a way that feels like anyone can come in and be impressed was really paramount for us when we opened this space.
When we were looking for the new space, we need to be in a place that we can work and do all the prep for shoots, but then also shoot in. So you'll see as we tour the space that everything is a shootable space.
It's like the Wonka factory, but instead of you being able to eat everything, you can film everything.
This was originally going to be the entrance to the coffee shop. So it's got a lot of natural light, giant floor-to-ceiling windows, but it's right on the street. That's why we put these privacy screens up.
It's just high enough where you get to see just the lovely palm trees, and it feels like you're not right up against the street.
This has my favorite piece actually in the entire office, which is this wonderful Astro Mobile chandelier by Andrew Nair. It's gorgeous. I think it really captures that mid-century vibe that we were going for.
Originally, it was about 6 inches shorter. So one of the times we had our first meeting, I stood up and I just hit my head right on it. And it doesn't have a lot of give.
That's mid-century modern for you. Not a lot of give.
Not a lot of give.
Yeah.
Good to look at,
Yeah.
not necessarily to sit in.
This doubles as a green room anytime we use bigger shoots. And we actually have a little bar in case people want to get a little toasty before they get on camera.
I had a backwards bar mitzvah here for my 31st birthday. I dropped out of Hebrew school as a kid, so I turned this whole space into like a full bar mitzvah nightclub. So you can really do a lot here.
We should clarify from 9 to 6, this is a traditional workspace.
Yeah, sure.
On the weekends, we
Yeah.
throw up bar mitzvahs. We try to have in every room some like fun wall that could be a nice photo backdrop or just something that is fun to look at, gives a pop of color, gives a little motion to it.
Look at this. Look at Keith holding a yellow jug. Oh.
What's in that jug?
Oh, you're a bad boy.
he's taking a bath.
Oh, you're bad.
I'm such a sucker for an accent wall. You get 3 walls that are all the same, and then, whoa, what's going on with that 4th one?
Our wall philosophy is kind of like the Try Guys. It's 3 white ones and 1 very gay one. Next room.
Yep.
Why, it's my wife, Ariel Fulmer.
Hello.
Who is also the interior designer of the space. Tell us a little bit about all of the work that went into making this space beautiful.
I knew that this space had to be, polished, colorful, but I also wanted it to be a little bit masculine. I pulled in a lot of design elements that were traditionally mid-century modern, the couch with wood accents and things like that. And this Eames chair. When Ned was an intern in college in LA, he worked at a production studio that had an Eames chair.
I saw it as a sign of like, wow, you've made it. You have an Eames chair in your office.
We like to have Eugene here with us at all times. I don't like to be alone. So on an instance where maybe I am working here by myself, I'm not ever alone.
And that thing back there is a black dry erase board. Pretty cool, huh?
It's extremely sexy, way cooler than a whiteboard, but then we found out that when you take photos of your ideas at the end, it is just a big old mirror.
Sometimes what you want is wrong. But it still looks nice. This is actually really cool. This recent addition is just having our merch in a nice displayed way so that when we have guests, they're like, oh, you like this?
You want this t-shirt? Take it home.
Take it home. Take it home.
We really wanted a space where you could just walk in, hit a light switch, and all of a sudden it was completely ready to film.
Mm-hmm. You can see that we have the cameras, the mics are all permanently set up, so it really is as simple as turning everything on, hit record.
Podcast is supposed to be a very relaxed thing, right? So you're supposed to just come in here and feel like you don't have lights and cameras and microphones in front of you. You want it in its best form to just feel like you're hanging out with friends and talking.
Also, Eugene is always here with us, which we really love. He's got his own mic over there.
Our HR puppet, Ronald.
Oh, that's Ronald.
Is here.
He runs the finances and all the sort of the intercompany drama.
The idea behind the wooden walls was we wanted it to be a really warm and inviting space. Something that would work with all of the different podcasts, but little accents that we could customize, like this shelf or like little throw pillows.
What's kind of great about this particular wood paneling is that it brings a lot of richness to multiple types of skin tones. I really like the way that we were able to mix and match the different sort of treatments of the wood, because that is one of the first things you should always look at when you do anything on camera is like, will this complement the widest diversity of skin?
Yeah, it also is, wood is a natural sound dampener, but it looks nice, doesn't it?
This is where we shoot a ton of our videos. It's one of the only office kitchens that has permanent lights above, so you kind of feel like you're in a sitcom while you're making your macaroni.
These shelves stay the entire time, but then we swap in and out different props, you know, for different themes. And then this is just like a stick-on backdrop that you can also swap out with different textures, just to give different shows different looks.
I had initially designed the space to be a black and white kitchen. We were very late in the design process, and Zach goes, what about green? We should do green. And so we had to custom color all of the cabinets. It was about a $20,000 change there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the first time I'm hearing that, and that is awesome. And we all agree, absolutely worth it, and not a mistake at all, and I stand by it. What a fun thing that I did.
$20,000. Did they paint it with gold? What the?
No, but they had to seal it. So if you like scrape a fork on it, which I'm sure one of you has done.
Which, let me give a quick...
Should we test it out?
It'll protect it from a fork?
Wow, there it is.
Can I show you one more thing that I just love about here? Come downstairs with me. Right down here. But there's these outlets. You can plug in your mixers, right, when you're making a cake, right here. So you don't have to run an extension cable across the whole kitchen. It's right here. Also, what's great about these is if they're up and you don't notice, you will trip and fall right onto a concrete floor. I've done it. Normally, this has limes, but today, apples.
We love limes.
Almost. Oh. I haven't done that in years. Which one am I eating? Which one am I eating? Which one am I eating?
Whoa!
You three especially were obsessed with the idea of doing an exposed ceiling.
Yes.
Because this had nothing before. So it was kind of like empty canvas. So what gave us the impetus to do a drop ceiling, as opposed to full exposed ceiling?
When we were looking into the space, we realized that it was not soundproofed at all.
Trying to do choices that didn't look like a corporate choice. Like typically you go in a corporate office, very cubicle-y, very like flat ceiling, very boring lighting, and we really just didn't want that at all. So we really thought to do that, we needed to have an exposed wood beam ceiling. But Ariel said, I think if you do the exposed ducts and we have these drop lights, it'll give that cool vibe that's not too corporate while still actually solving what we really need, which is soundproofing for shooting.
Oh, and check this. We got 2 refrigerators.
It's been my dream ever since we've had an office to have a drink fridge that looks like a 7-Eleven. Well, we got it.
Yeah.
We did it. We do have a water cooler for the water cooler conversation. Very important. We did some cool things though. There's 3 giant electrical panels, and we worked with Mert, who's an artist that we got connected with on Twitter. And he did like all 4 of our colors with different figures on the electrical panel, and he also did a super cool mural right at the front of the office. That, of course, we use as a shooting backdrop as well.
Yeah.
We just put the finishing touches on it. It is our brand new, beautiful studio designed by Susanna Honey. We wanted our videos to have a recognizable look.
We use red, blue, green, and purple in a lot of our stuff. Those are the 4 colors of the Try Guys. So we tried to find mature versions, and then we also use orange because it tends to go with all of those colors often. So you've got like a nice little pink vase here. You've got a sort of blue and purple vase.
As Ariel pointed out, there were some distinct masculine touches in a traditional way that she gave most of the office. And the studio ended up being what I would say a more conservatively feminine space, more of like a 60s, 70s slant in terms of design features. And I think it turned out really well. I think a lot of people feel comfortable in this space. It's not threatening.
It's cozy, and look at the pill on this rug. I mean, what is this, so tall?
I mean-
my gosh, just look at it. Yeah, you can crawl around on it.
To have a studio that has an iconic look that can always be here, we have the lights, we can pop them on. This feels like a real maturing moment for us to have, finally, after all of these years, our space.
And we talked to so many people to make it perfect, just designers, and also brought in directors of photography to tell us how best to put the lights in here to make sure that everything would always look good for all the different needs we would have. Like, a lot of thought goes into design in a production studio that maybe is not always for design just of a normal place, which is the functionality and the beauty.
I like the asymmetric wainscoting. That was a word that I learned when we designed this space. And I think it's just cool because when you're sitting here, it's still a nice flat wall, but there's a lot of texture to it.
I really like this spot right here. I'm not kidding. This spot, there's something so sharp about this gray triangle with this. I just love it. Every time I look over here, I'm looking at this particular triangle. I think they just crushed it.
You know, there is one thing missing.
I could just stand really still in the corner.
That'd be nice. Let's see what this does to a room. Now think of where a Eugene cutout could go in your home or your office. You don't even have to just have one, you could have 2. You could have 3. You could have it sort of as a theme running through your house.
And here he is being safe with ladders.
He looks relaxed. He looks fairly relaxed over there. But a little judgy over here. All right, thanks guys. We'll see you next time.
We gotta get back to work.
All right, everybody, you can come out now.
You guys can come out of hiding!
Back to work! Get in your office! Get in your desks! I need 3 videos by Friday!